Okay, there's two things I want to do with the UVs. So right now they're all just kind of jumbled up and laying around. So one thing I want to do is lay them out. But first I want to talk about maybe why I might lay out the UVs a slightly different way or organize it a little differently. And what I wanted to look at was this piece right here that goes around the front. There's a couple of them actually. Both of these two. So look at mine just for a second. I'm going to duplicate this. I'll make a second piece over here. So this is where I started. That's where I would think you would start too. Is I got to UV this thing like we've done in class. I'll do a camera based because I know that gets rid of any seams. And to me, I'm going to cut an edge in the back and then just unfold. Like I always try the laziest way first, and I think this would probably be fine. And that's not bad. You know, if I check the checkerboard on it, maybe I'll straighten it out first. It's a little weird in the back, but maybe I'm not going to see that, so I'm not super worried. I mean, they don't look distorted. It looks okay. So I might change the UVs here, depending on what I was going to do to it to make it easier to paint. So in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, I got to put some cool stripes that follow along this piece of rubber. Right, a little band of red, say, that goes around, a little bit of green, whatever. And in Painter, I can do stuff. I can paint in the 3D window. I can paint in the 2D window. It's kind of all the same. If I'm going to paint some stripes here in the 3D window, it's going to be a little hard because I'm going to have to follow along. Like that's going to take some skill that I'm pretty confident I don't possess with this mouse. So it would be nice if I could do it in the 2D window. Like in Painter, I can paint in a straight line. Let me do this. In Painter. It'd be nice if I could just do stripes across the 2D window. That would be so much easier. And so it might be worth it to me to like straighten this out and go through that trouble if I know that's what I want to do. And you can tell I did do that. I've got it over here. But I wanted to look at like, how do you do that? Because there's no like straighten everything out button that'll work here. So this is a little cumbersome of a process, and really just a little bit. And what it involves is straightening one edge and then trying to work with the rest of it to match. So in other words, if I grab the top edge, click, control clicking or control right clicking lets you convert your selection pretty much everywhere in Maya. So I've got an edge and I'm going to change it to UVs. What if I take this edge and just straighten it? So I've got a few choices at this point on how I might handle things from this point on. Let me show you a few of them, and like kind of whichever suit you think. There's a thing in the UV editor called pinning, and I don't always use this, but sometimes I do. So I'm going to pin those, meaning that they won't move. So I can grab the rest and just do an unfold. And I tried this first because I'm lazy, and this is like 2 clicks, and it might work for me. And like it sort of does. Like I don't know. Like maybe I want to do better than that. Like it's okay. So let me unpin all. Actually, let me undo first and then unpin all. So I tried this a different way, and I wanted to show you this. So I'm going to select all the other UVs, not the ones up here. I'm going to look at the options for unfold. So we've got this Unfold 3D. This is the new way to do stuff, and it's great. It truly is great. It's made everything a million times easier. Sometimes, though, the old way, this legacy unfold, is what you want. So I'm going to leave the defaults on for the moment. I don't have the top bunch grabbed, but just everything else. And like, oh, that's not bad, that's close. So the biggest tip I'm going to give you right now is turn this back. You're like, why is nothing working for me? And I know how I know this because that's what happened to me. Yeah.
When do you decide that you want to use Legacy instead of Unfold 3D?
I almost never want to use Legacy.
Okay.
Right. The Unfold 3D is great. It really is truly great. It just takes these curved things, you just like boop, and it does it. When you find that just not working, like what? This is just simple shade. That means you're on Legacy, and suddenly it's 2014 again. Yeah. But for this, actually I came across someone doing this and was like, oh, what a great way to use some old tool. So at this point, I'm pretty close. So I can kind of straighten these up a little bit by hand here, maybe the edges. And at this point, I can probably just straighten UVs. We can see how this does. It's got a lot of UVs there. Very slow. There we go. Let me check the checkerboard on it. So that's pretty good. That's going to make it much easier to paint if I want to put stripes on it. I'll definitely be glad that I did that. If I'm not putting stripes on there, maybe I don't care. There's not a right answer to how you lay these out. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm having trouble getting the unfold or choose the straight thing.
You mean just the regular old unfold?
Just the whole thing.
Okay.